So my name is Nigel, I'm Head of Developer Relations here at Cloudsmith. So Cloudsmith is a centralized artifact management platform. So for your formats, your programming languages, Python, Ruby, NPM, but also things like Docker containers, Helm charts, pretty much any sort of artifact, we'll consume it into a central store so that we'll scan it and make sure that it's secure so that developers only take what is secure to use. So we're here to mostly for broader awareness of what Cloudsmith are doing. We've released some really great features in the last few months, advancements in our policy engine with OPA, but also we've made advancements around the data that we're presenting to users. So we really wanted to show that off to the community. So the idea that a user can self-serve, come to our booth, go to a Raspberry Pi, go into that browser and just interact with the labs, that's great because it means some people don't want to talk to us, they don't want a sales pitch and they just want to understand how the technology works. But we didn't just use it for that purpose, we also give a series of presentations and demos from the booth. We have remote wireless headphones so users can listen to us while we're talking, and we can use the Instruqt demo to, rather than just giving a presentation and saying OPA is good for these reasons, but we can actually show you live how we're using the technology, and people are also allowed to ask us, can you simulate a certain scenario, and then we can do it on the fly using Instruqt. It's reproducible, we know how it's going to come out versus just opening up a terminal on our MacBook. So we did a capture the flag, it was 2 sessions, an hour and a half each, so all in all we were there for about 5 hours. And the goal was you would start to find vulnerabilities, do scanning with the likes of Trivia and Gripe, take action and eventually remediate these and really see what the end-to-end developer workflow looks like. So one of the things is, it's great to say Cloudsmith can solve a bunch of problems, but I think users understanding what the problem is the important part. We got fantastic feedback. I think one of the things is being able to describe what is the task, so that users work on their own and figure out and capture those flags themselves. Having the description, the instructions within the Instruqt lab meant that users were able to work on their own. In some cases, of course, there was hand raising if they were stuck, but generally speaking, most users were able to complete the tasks without any need for my help. So at developer relations, I feel like we are sometimes very early before a user ever becomes a prospect. So being able to educate them on things like the data sources, these CVSS, EPSS, KEV, all these things, and being able to educate what is the data source, why it matters. This could happen months before you ever think, oh, I actually need an artifact management store. So I do believe we are helping much earlier in the cycle, but also for existing customers. We have internally, we've done enablement sessions for customers where we can just share a landing page and say, go into Instruqt, try out the policy engine. If it looks like it works for you, then later our sales team can work with you to maybe turn on these features within your organization. So the business value for us is very clear. We want users to be able to, first of all, understand how these technologies work. It's one thing saying we do OPA and Trivia and we have all these technologies, but I think it's another thing together to say, well, what is the differentiation here? So when we use policy and we say, well, policy's code is flexible, it's more developer focused, then we want to say to developers, look, does this work? Can you run this inside Kubernetes? Understand, can you secure the containers that the DevOps engineer is going to consume? I think that's fundamentally, we want to align with whatever their workflows are. So my favorite feature of Instruqt, I think recently when it comes to capture the flag, is actually just being able to see the back-end dashboard. So when we were going through the exam, we wanted to see, okay, who are the users finishing? What was their progress? Some users might not have put up their hand and they might have got to 80% and got stumped on the last part. And being able to see the user got stuck here, but they were going fast through the lab. The first 3 sessions they finished within 20 minutes, and then they spent a lot of time on the 4th session. It's a chance for us also to look back and say, maybe we made it too challenging, maybe we didn't give enough documentation so they can better understand the problem. So I think just the analytics on the back end is certainly the most useful piece for me.